So Pokemon Go, which is an app that's been around for about 8 years, it's an augmented reality Pokemon catching game that took iPhone and Android users by storm back in the day. I think it came out around 2016. I remember going around with my friends and family in airports and other weird, obscure places trying to capture Machamps and whatnot. And it was a fun time, although I don't play the game as much as I used to. But a lot of people still do. And there are also accounts on Twitter that have supported the game for just as long as it's been out. So color me surprised to find that this game by Niantic is starting to make insane changes to its avatar customization options, including removing a bunch of options and making your character as androgynous as possible to try and blur the lines between male and female genders. You guys have to see this for yourselves. I'm going to discuss both the blog posts that they posted, the reaction that it's getting from social media, and we're going to connect a few dots because this company is a client of a Sweet Baby Inc.-like consultancy agency, which would probably explain why this is both being pushed out so haphazardly to people and why it's getting such a negative reaction. So let's read this post directly from their account that has gone viral. Trainers, your avatar can now look even more like you. We're excited to announce that avatar customization options are now live in Pokemon Go. And as you can see, it has 2 million views. People are roasting it, okay? Both in the United States and across the world in Japan, it's getting roasted into oblivion. But first we have to read the blog post from their website so that you can understand the context. Rediscover the adventure of Pokemon Go with new ways to express yourself, enhanced visuals, and a Go snapshot upgrade. Experience the thrill of Pokemon Go like never before with our latest updates. Discover a fresh new look with updates to the in-game map, encounter screens, battle screens, and more, all tailored to your location. From lush forests to bustling cities, tropical beaches to rugged mountains, you can immerse yourself in the diverse landscapes within Pokemon Go. Who knows what Pokemon await you on your journey, but wait, there's more! Both your avatar options and the style shop have also received updates, allowing you to express yourself with more customization options than ever before. So they announced these changes. They said right at the top, updates rolling out globally. Personalize your avatar with adjustable body weights, eye colors, and skin tones, plus new facial expressions and hairstyles. Hairstyles can be filtered by short, medium, and long options so you can find the perfect do for you. A new section allows you to customize your avatar's body with choices for weight, muscles, shoulders, chest, and hips. I mean, that all sounds amazing, right? It says advanced color options are now available for your skin tone, hair, and eyes. So they have seemingly added a bunch of options and diversified the way that you can customize your character, right? I mean, it certainly seems that way. But when you actually dig into what they've added to this app, it's really not all it's cracked up to be, and in fact, it takes away a lot of features that you might find shocking. So check this out from Grums. The Pokemon Go app removed gender from all Pokemon Go players yesterday in a sweeping change that left fans at Pokemon Go HubNet furious. Yeah, what a big surprise. I took a look at the character creator myself. Gender is gone, replaced by a hodgepodge of androgynous options. Nothing can be too feminine or too male. Facial hair options gone. Male faces had softened features. Female faces had masculine jaws or thin lips. Bodies are blobs. Everything is designed to blend together in some Frankenstein-like gender-free utopia. The end result leaving no one satisfied. So as you can see here, there are options that he has provided examples of. Choose your look. You can customize it later. Yeah, these don't look all that great. So I've actually got a few examples here. Check out this photo. As you can see on the left, you've got a woman that looks like a woman, and now they've taken away the accentuation. Where have we seen this kind of thing before, where they take the bodies of these characters and they make them as androgynous as possible? I'm sure you guys can think of a bunch of games off the top of your head. Well, it looks like that's exactly what they're doing here. They're trying to blur the lines of gender. Look at this one. This looks absolutely terrible. Apparently, they take models that you already had, and then they remove the settings that you had for them, and they make them as silly as possible. It's so interesting that the recurring theme is taking away the hips and the sway in the female characters and then just making them these bland, overweight characters that just look disproportionate and that they don't eat right. It's very odd to see. What I find so funny about this situation before we go any further is just how obvious these changes are. And the more you dig into this, the more interesting it becomes. Reminder that Pokemon Go updates are not Nintendo. Niantic Labs makes Pokemon Go app and they are based out of San Francisco. Is it any any wonder why they made all the trainers in Pokemon Go trans. This limits choices. They took away masculine and feminine, erased your avatar. And it says right here on their front page, our mission is to explore the world together. Together means all of us. The work of diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging is what helps us give meaning to the word together in our mission. As we build the real world metaverse, we must ensure that diverse perspectives are reflected and that our products both reach and positively impact as many people on the planet as possible. Well, I don't think that they've succeeded in positively impacting people. They've definitely made an impact, although it appears that that impact is overwhelmingly negative. And even more examples. I will never forgive Niantic for what they did to my avatar. She's so uggo now, I don't even want to look at the mini version at the bottom left of the screen. She was perfect the way she was. On the left, you've got feminine features and a feminine sway, and then like right here on the right, it's just like this bland standing pose, and they've taken all the accentuation and proportions away from the bodies. So these are men and women being affected too. They've taken even the male figures and they've made them unappealing. And this is the same example I showed you guys a second ago. The crazies are going to come out of the woodwork and they're going to say that it's an alt-right narrative and that we just hate women and that all we care about is satisfying our male gaze. They want to completely ignore the bigger problem in this entire situation. And that's why we have limited options like these. And this is crazy, dude. Character creators in AAA games went from male, female to body type A and body type B. The next step from AAA studios I spoke with says even body types are being erased in upcoming games. Instead, you will be presented with a random mix of male and female parts, bodies, heads, and faces. Pokemon Go already did this yesterday. This is the future of AAA games, and I have noticed myself that this is something they've been pushing in a lot of video games. I know Star Wars Outlaws is a controversial game because of this fact that they've taken a supermodel and scanned her into the game as an androgynous looking female character with a masculine chin, etc., etc. And it's not just anti-woke YouTubers, content creators, just people on the right or whatever they try to say these days. It's men and women who both support and don't support this game. You'll see right here in this post, Pokemon Go Hub. This is an account that has been around for 8 years, supporting this game, hyping it up, constantly keeping people informed about the updates. And they say right here, Pokemon Go's new avatar update is unfortunately live. We don't think this is ready, nor that this is a step forward for the game. What are your thoughts on the update? Do you like the way your avatar looks now? And they said, to clarify, we do think that having more options is a step forward, but this implementation does not have enough options to customize your avatar to everyone's liking. The implementation is bad, not the idea. But I think that the idea is bad too, and that it stems from something a lot more malicious. But they go on to say anyway that, and we seriously have no idea how to make an Asian or Eastern European looking character with this system, nor any character with facial hair. Human beings have facial hair, so yeah, you can't make your character look Asian, and that's kind of weird. You know, I went into that Park Place article to see what kind of changes they were making, and I saw several more examples of players reacting to the changes of their characters in Pokemon Go. Ghastly Zashly sarcastically criticized the update, writing, "So natural looking. I love it when my flesh clips through my clothing." Yeah, absolutely wonderful to see that there. And then Coco Pelicases wrote, "Revert, go back, delete, go fest ticket, maybe wasted because I'm not going if my avatar remains weird AF." Yeah, they don't like the look of their avatar. And that's a complaint that I'm seeing a lot of, is that these female characters, these female players have had their avatars transformed into these weird androgynous looking characters. She added in a follow-up, editing her was impossible, so I had to cover her up in as many clothes as I possibly could to hide her skin, but then I noticed her hand. F me. So people are trying to hide them in clothing and it still looks bad. They don't want to see these weird proportions that these characters have now. Astro Giovanni wrote, "You've made our avatars into some creepy androgynous thing," and Just General 77 replied, "It was 100% to appeal to trannies." And why wouldn't it be when they're openly admitting that they want to push DEI in gaming? Learning the Law talked about this too. Pokemon Go company is ESG approved. 2024 changes include change the visceral cranium of the female, remove chest, modify hip, expand chin, broaden their shoulders, delete makeup. I mean, this is insane. What is so wrong with being a woman? They clearly have a problem in the gaming industry with women just being women. For some reason, these people just want women to be men so badly. They are going into these games that have been around for nearly a decade, and they're fundamentally changing the way the characters in the game look so that they can push that message to people that do not want it. And how many times have we heard things like this? Because Melanie Mack has been talking about this since late March. Mack responded to Manga Lawyer writing, "None of this is about women, it's about the trans gays. This update isn't a relatable female frame, it's straight up transgender. Clearly seems seems like what they're trying to do is blur the lines. And it's not like their views on DEI is anything new. Again, they've been trying to push this message for quite some time. Pokemon Go developer Niantic has publicly supported transgender ideology since at least 2021. When they posted on X, learn more about one of our Niantic local business recovery initiative participants, Rise Hair Studio, an LGBTQ plus friendly hair salon whose mission is to lift up others. So yeah, they're pushing that a lot. They did the same thing in May 2021, and we're taking the opportunity to highlight some organizations we're partnering with as part of our commitment to stop Asian hate. That's hilarious because apparently you can't even make an Asian character in Pokemon Go now. And since we're on the subject of companies that they've been partnered with, do you guys remember GamerX? If you guys have watched my videos before, way back when I first started talking about Gamergate, I had a video that exposed a bunch of DEI consultancy agencies that are like Sweet Baby Inc., including Black Girl Gamers and Weird Ghosts, etc., etc. One of them was this one, GamerX, consulting and training. GamerX is proud to offer consulting and training services to the games industry. As part of our mission to support and celebrate LGBTQIA+ people and culture in games, we offer a selection of LGBTQIA+ centered training curricula, as well as customized solutions designed to advance diversity, equity, visibility, and inclusion in gaming. We serve individuals and businesses working in the video game and tabletop gaming industries, including independent game developers, game studios of all sizes, publishers, media outlets, and more. So why am I talking about GamerX? Well, did you guys forget who they're involved with? Niantic. Right here, right behind me, Niantic. That's their logo. Along with Behavior, Dead by Daylight, my personal favorite, Volition, which, if you know who Volition are, they are a studio that shut down after they made the Saints Row game, which was full of DEI propaganda, dialogue, storytelling beats, etc. People hated that game with a burning passion. It was also a technical disaster on several levels. And this is a company that this DEI consultancy is involved in. We are seeing the effects of DEI consulting take effect live in real time right in front of everybody. And it's such a shame that even the very people who have been supporting it all these years cannot support what they have been doing here. As you can see, Pokemon Go Hub responded to Grum's post, saying that we are always going to support diversity and inclusion, but these avatars are neither. It needs more work, better looking options, and more choices, and removing the choice to pick a gender is definitely not more choice. So yes, that is something important to note as well, that you can't pick a gender anymore, you just pick your body options. This is true insanity, it really is. You've got people all over the world roasting this thing, people all the way out in Japan saying stuff about this game. As you can see here, someone making fun of the character creator customization. And if you see this model right here, it just looks plain awful. Personally, this one looks more androgynous than the other ones. So Japan Twitter is on fire over this stuff. I mean, this one has 41,000 likes, almost 2 million views, which is close to the Pokemon Go post itself. And this is proof that Sweet Baby Inc., GamerX, Black Girl Gamers, these people who consult for these video games, all they do is create financial and technical disasters in the gaming industry. And now after all of these years, Pokemon Go is going to be the next in line to suffer because of these DEI changes that nobody wants. And again, this situation is particularly upsetting to women. It's not just men that are upset about this, it's women too. In fact, I'd say that most of the people complaining are women who really liked their Pokemon trainer appearances before these changes took place. So now that these things are rolling out, it raises the question of how aware people are going to become of who is involved in Niantic's shenanigans, and if they're willing to stand by Pokemon after these changes, and if Pokemon is going to change it back. I mean, there's no doubt that they've seen this. On their website, it says over 100,000 locations VPS enabled, millions of waypoints mapped. I mean, people have been playing this game for quite a long time. Their involvement with GamerX is not a good sign, and the fact that the very people who have been supporting it all this time are putting out polls that are getting ratioed with people deciding that the avatar updates are bad. I mean, this is not looking good for Pokemon Go. They certainly do not seem to be on board with what the company is doing. Oh my goodness, guys, look at this. So this was their character beforehand, and now those accentuated features are taken away, and it's just this. I mean, this is so bland. bland and dumb. Why did they think this was a good idea? I just can't believe it. I can't believe what I'm seeing here. Oh, this looks absolutely terrible. Best update ever, he said. Yeah, this is absurd. So this is what the guys look like too. On the top, he looks a lot more masculine, and then they just take away those features in the next update, and it looks terrible. More examples here. You can clearly see what they've changed. I mean, it's so obvious. If you're coming out and saying people are blowing this out of proportion, that's not what they're doing. They're just adding a bunch of updates and customization. Dude, this looks terrible. I think people were way happier before this stuff took place. But is this really a surprise when you've got consultancy agencies like GamerX heavily involved in the development of these video games? I mean, 9 times out of 10, when you guys have watched my videos, how often has it turned out that the games these people are involved in have ended up being complete disasters on every financial and technical level? More often than not, when they are involved, something bad is going on with this game, or customers are displeased across the board. I mean, people are ratioing this post and they're talking about it, and those people talking about it are getting more activity than this post itself because people are so upset that this is happening. I mean, even Pokemon Go Hub disagrees with their decision here. But what do you think the chances are that they're going to remove these changes and say, hey, we're really sorry that we're disappointing most of our fans with these changes. We just want to push the DEI message so badly. I personally don't think that that's going to happen. And before we end, you guys have to see this photo here. Nothing says diversity like androgynous body type fat, upskirt shots. Yes, this is Pokemon Go, a kid's game. So not only can you not pick your gender, not only can you not be an Asian person, and not only are the proportions for both males and females in this avatar customization non-existent or blurred together to create an androgynous character, you can also apparently look up their skirts. What is going on? He says you can also show off your private areas with the new update. Hashtag Pokemon Go. Kids do play this game. And if you can look up somebody's skirts, I mean, without underwear, it doesn't show it here. It looks like it's blurred out, but it is very, very obvious. That is what they're trying to show off here. Somebody commented saying, who are the people working there? Why don't we have insiders leaking info on why these decisions are being made? Somebody else said, goes to show that this wasn't properly tested and was rushed out the door as fast as possible. And that is what I'm saying. They're trying to push DEI so hard that they don't even bother polishing these updates when they push them out. And then when they do, it just ends up making a lot of people mad. I mean, this is disgusting, guys. The fact that you can do things like this in the game now, and that they're removing body proportions and blurring the gender lines, this is ridiculous. I mean, I haven't played that game in some time, but apparently a lot of people still do play it because of all of the negative reactions from people who actually play it. I mean, this is insane. Never before has it been so obvious what they're trying to do. And since they've already admitted it in the past, we can see clear as day that this is what happens when you try to push DEI and rush it out the door. No one's happy about it. The people who support this game and have supported this game for nearly a decade aren't happy about it. Players who have gone in and tried to change their characters, they're upset. The people who constantly inform their followers about Pokemon Go news, they're upset too. And they admit it in their posts saying, hey, listen guys, we're not exactly on board with what Pokemon Go is doing. So who's going to come out and defend this? Kotaku? I can assume the media is going to come out and defend it. These changes aren't as big as people are making it out to be. They always try to cover down and undermine what gamers push back on. They're doing that every single day. And so the best thing that we can do now is talk about it here and make people more aware of what happens when you put diversity, equity, and inclusion at the forefront of developing a video game. I mean, it's no question that they have gone way too far. When they say your avatar can now look even more like you, they're really only saying that it can look like some of you, just not all of you, including Asian people, which is something that they said they were trying to stop the hate of. So yes, I think only time will tell. The roasting will probably get even more intense within the next 24 hours and onward. Pokemon is on the chopping block. It is in trouble, and a lot of eyes are going to be looking at Nintendo. Not everybody knows that Niantic owns Pokemon Go or that they're responsible for it. A lot of people attribute this to Nintendo, and it's going to cause some damage. It already has. I mean, Japan, America, we're all talking about it. People are like making millions of views on their posts making fun of this. So I guess the only thing that I'm wondering is, are they going to start mass blocking people, or are they going to pull up their big boy pants or big girl pants and be honest with their fans about the changes and and maybe roll the updates back and try to redo the entire thing so that they do not lose most of the people that play the game. Only time will tell, and that is all I've got for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you haven't had the chance to like it and share it with your friends, that would be awesome. And hey, if you're feeling ultra spicy, consider subscribing to my channel so that you're always up to date on what kind of thing I've got going on. I look forward to seeing you all in the next one. Later.
Meow meow.